Okay.
Next, he says that at 13 he realized he actually wanted to be a dog. He didn't want to have 13 dogs and dress them up and put tutus on them. He wanted to be a dog. Now at 48 years of age, he lives as much like a canine as he possibly can. You're going to find out how committed he is to living a dog's life when we come back.
I bark like a regular dog, and I hold my paws up, and I try to be as real as possible as a stand-up dog character.
Well, my next guest, Gary, says he's 50% dog and 50% human. He eats dog food and carries a dog toy with him everywhere he goes. He's 48. He even tried to legally change his name to Boomer the dog, but the judge said that dog won't hunt. Just kidding. Take a look.
I had a vivid imagination as a young boy. I was really a fanatic for every kind of dog story that there was. When I was 14, I watched a show on TV called Here's Boomer. I thought Boomer was a more independent dog, and he really reflected my views as a more independent person. So now I'm Boomer the dog. I don't use words, but I do bark like a regular dog. And I hold my paws up, and I try to be as real as possible as a stand-up dog character. Trying to live like a dog is something that I think brings me closer to what I really am. I eat dog food, but I don't do it every day, just when I want to feel more canine. I built this myself. I do have a dog house. Sometimes I sleep in it. I usually play with a squeaky toy. I have some bones and some other toys. I like these doggy scrubs, and I like the longer kind of clothes that feel more like it's fur. I have dog brushes, a dog comb. Every day I always have ears. I like to groom my own fur. I use dog shampoo, which I often mix with regular human shampoo. The dog shampoo has a special scent that smells like a wet dog. I haven't been to any doctors for years. I've always thought that it would be better to go to a vet. I feel really comfortable with everything that I am. I might like to be in a more furry form. I think there might be a special place for that in this world. I think that the dog is just so much a part of me now that it's really inescapable. If I couldn't be a dog, I think I'd feel like just an empty shell.
You got your dog ears on?
Mm-hmm.
And you do them that way so they look like dog ears, right?
Yep, every day I always wear those pigtail ears, I call them.
Yeah, and you got a collar on with a dog.
It says Boomer the dog. That's my name.
Boomer the dog.
I don't have my address on it, but
Yeah, you're 48, right?
48 years old. That's right,
Yeah.
in human years.
Yeah. If anybody at home is still watching this show today, a lot of them are thinking that you're weird.
I get that a lot, but to myself, I don't feel that I'm strange. I know what I look like to the outside world. I think a good word would be eccentric. I feel
Eccentric?
that I'm eccentric.
You know, me, whatever floats your boat, if it's not hurting somebody else, I mean, if it's what you want to do. Do you consider yourself what's called a furry?
I do. I feel that I'm a dog by default, but furry is the scene that I'm in. I found that after I discovered that I was a dog, and I kind of fit in there, so I just went with that.
You watched a movie when you were like 11, right?
I saw the Shaggy DA with my dad. I had him take me to that movie because I saw an ad for it. Thought, wow, I love this. This guy is transforming into a big sheepdog. And somehow it just made me, I don't know, that was my direction in life suddenly, was to look like and be like the dog. I really wanted to transform and actually be a sheepdog at that time.
Yeah. Now your dog suit. Sorry to call it a dog suit. Is that what it is? Or costume?
Dog costume, and it's named Papy is the name because he's made out of shredded paper.
So this is paper?
That's actually paper. The fur is all paper on it, and it's just made over clothing.
You bark at people, right?
I bark.
Yeah, thanks for that. You eat dog food out of a dish?
I do eat dog food out of a dish once in a while. I've tried kibble, but I like canned food.
Okay, and when you get down and eat this disgusting food, what is your point?
I like to feel closer to a dog by doing it. It's one of those things that I get kind of comfortable with it. Every so often, I want to be a little bit more dog. So I do things like I go into my dog house, or I, eat from a bowl and I have my water dish next to me. So I kind of am like an owner. When I serve the food, I put it on the floor and then I sort of become the dog.
Yeah. Do you date?
I don't date. I've never been on a date, ever.
Go figure. Next, Gary tried to legally change his name to Boomer the dog, but he lost twice. Find out why his fight isn't even close to being over when we come back.
Back in 2010, I went to the local court to try to get my name changed to Boomer the dog. The court turned me down. The judge thought that having the name Boomer the dog might make it so that if I called emergency services, the operators might not take the call seriously.
911, what is the emergency?
I was sad to lose my case, but the thing is, I'm still trying to get my name changed.
Well, Gary, a.k.a. Boomer, says if he couldn't behave like a dog, he'd be devastated, an empty shell, missing his personality. So you were listening to the first story, right, when I was talking to Frances about her rabbits, and I said, it's okay with me. I'm an animal lover myself, but is this a way of avoiding life for you in other ways? You're 48, you're a virgin, right?
Yes.
You've never been on a date. You don't have a job. You just put on a paper dog suit and walk around town, which doesn't seem to me to be a highly productive course in life.
Well, I feel it makes me more of social because it's something that I engage in with people, wearing the costume outwardly, going around the city, and I kind of can get friends that way too, people who interact with me as a dog. And owners, mostly dog owners, really like the situation, of me being a dog on the, outside and stuff.
How many of them have asked you to come home for dinner?
People do say, they have a thing, can I take you home? They actually say that to me many times. For fun. I think they're just having
don't
fun.
Go.
I know.
Don't go. If somebody's wanting to take you home, don't go.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm safe. I know the safety rules. Yes, so I'm good.
Yeah. What do you do for money?
Well, my mom established a trust fund for me. I own my own home. I kind of have just, it doesn't cost too much for me to live.
Yeah.
And I kind of live simply. I feel like the dog philosophy is just a simple life a little bit.
Yeah.
So and dog food doesn't cost that much. So I'm not doing too bad.
Now, you don't really think that you're part dog?
In some way, I have to believe that I am.
Okay.
Because the circumstances over the years that have shown me that there must be something there because it's that strong of a thing for me.
So you think you could be a dog trapped in a human body?
Yeah, in some way. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it happened. But I do really believe that it's a possibility that maybe I was intended to be a dog somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. Is it possible that you went to a movie with your dad early on about a dog and you have warm feelings and memories of that, and then you saw other dog things, and they're all kind of always happy endings with a soundtrack behind them, and so you just kind of get caught up in that fantasy?
People have said, that it might be a fantasy that I have in the past.
Well, it's fantasy.
But-
And listen, again,
I know.
Listen, it's people do this for a hobby. That's okay. But you're missing an awful lot of life, which is, if you make a conscious choice to do that, then so be it.
Yeah, well, I feel it's a good compromise for me. I mean, it's kind of a compromise to be both a dog and a human in a way. But
Yeah, beats working, right?
Well, I'm trying to put it together. See, that's the thing, is I'm trying to integrate my life and get a lot of human things on the dog side and a lot of dog things on the human side. Put it all together and make a whole that is together, and it's
Gotcha.
me, and realize myself, actualize myself.